Alright, this video is intended to help teach how to take the documents and slides and sheets that you might have online and download them so that our students who are at home with no internet devices, the students who are accessing their weekly learning from those flash drives that sent back and forth, so they can see them. Because if you don't have internet, you can't use Google Docs and Sheets and Slides and Forms. And so this is the quick and easy way to be able to use those things. So I'm going to show you how to do it in all of these formats. The first I'll show you is a Google Doc. So this is the Google Doc that maybe the students in classroom are using. Maybe it's an essay prompt or a worksheet that I'm inviting them to fill out and fill in their own responses for. To send this home so the student can do the same, I will go to File and Download. And I'll download it in one of two ways, either as a Microsoft Word that will allow the student to type into it and then save it and send it back to me. If I don't want the student to type in, if this is just reference material or instructions, I can also save it as a PDF document, but the student can't edit a PDF. So good rule of thumb is just to stick with Microsoft Word. So I'll stick with Microsoft Word, click that there, and it'll download it right here down on the bottom. The same process is going to be there for downloading out of Sheets, except for this time when I go to File and Download, I will choose Microsoft Excel as my option. So that's going to bring a untitled spreadsheet down there. It just takes the title that's up here. And then the same idea is here in Google Slides. I will do File and Download as a Microsoft PowerPoint. And then it gives it to me down here. When we get to forms, forms is tricky because forms require some kind of interaction. So if you're dealing with an assignment in your Google Classroom that has a form, a quiz as part of it, there's not a great way to send this home for a student. And so here's my two workarounds for it. One is you could copy and paste this into a Google Doc. But if you just copy and paste it right from here, it doesn't turn out well. Let me show you. I'm going to click on over here and hold to drag down and copy everything that's here. I'll use on my keyboard Control-C as my option, go back to my untitled document here, and then Control-V to paste. And this didn't get it. It didn't get what I needed it to. So let me undo that, and I'll show you the right way to do this. Because this is the edit version of the form. We want to see the preview version of the form. So we click on the little eyeball here. This shows us what students are going to see. And then here I can click and hold and highlight all of it. And then I can copy this with Control-C on the keyboard, go back to my untitled document, and Control-V to paste. It's not able to create some images like little check boxes and that kind of stuff, but at least this gets something. And then again, I would go ahead and file and then download as a Microsoft Word document. The other way that I could do this back from here is I could actually print this form. So use my little snowman guy here and go to Print. And then I could print it, I could save it as a PDF. That would be something that they wouldn't fill out. They'd maybe do a different page on it. Or I could just print this like normal and they'd be able to send it back and forth as a hard copy. That might be the best solution for some of your students, is just to print it out like normal, send it back and forth as a hard copy along with that flash drive, because they're not going to be able to print at home if they don't have a computer in the first place, if we're providing that computer. So sometimes these quizzes are best served by sending that hard copy back and forth. So that's how I would work around with those forms. Once I've got my documents down here, then I would just find the spot in my Google Drive where I would be sharing this information. We'll get it set up so that every school will have an asynchronous distance learning folder or something like that. You'd basically go into that, find your subject. This is the one that Heritage has set up. So I'd go inside of my 6th grade core subject. If this was a 6th grade math class, I'd go inside here, find my week, and drop it in. And it's just as simple as clicking here, dragging it in, and dropping it into that folder. Then that's available for those who are creating the flash drives to be able to load onto the flash drives and send them home. All right, so that's how we create these documents, how we download them, where we put them, and how we get them home to those students with the no internet devices. Hope that helped.